Good morning, citizens, and welcome to another episode of Objection Celebrity Court Chatter. Good morning, Miriam. I see you here from Croatia. I love it. Love it. I haven't looked at the geography in a while of who's following me now. I used to look at it a lot and see which new countries were following me. It was really fun. So from Croatia, Miriam is here this morning. Shout out to Miriam. She is a member, and I love that. I love that. So thank you, Miriam, for the support. Good morning, Mia. How are you guys doing? Jesse and Max woke up early to make a list of all the insults for Blake. Finish the list of Perez insults for Blake. I'm at 192. Oh, he's got so many nicknames. So many. That would be fun. Do you have X, Jesse and Max? That would be fun to post. Almost at 200 now. Okay. Good morning. Oh, are you in NYC now? Oh, okay. Oh, or were you in NYC? Love it so much being here. I'm followed from all over. Yeah. I'm trying to still break through Latin America. I haven't been able to do that. Maybe I thought with the Benito, Bad Bunny, I might break through, but haven't seen it yet. So I wanted to practice my Spanish. I was like, at least to do something productive while I'm doing celebrity news. It would be fun to be able to practice my Spanish because before the lively stuff hit, I was actually practicing my Portuguese, and I was doing really, really good. So I can write it and I can understand it. I just have trouble speaking it. And then the lively stuff dropped, and I always joke around with Laura saying that I would have already known Portuguese had it not been for lively. But yeah, so I wanted to do maybe some episodes in Spanish, maybe even Portuguese. Uh, oh, Navocado, I haven't seen you in a while. Yay for you making it. So I know today was going to be a split episode with Spencer and Blake, but there's just too much going on in the Baldoni, Blake, Ryan world that I just decided to dedicate a whole episode this morning to Blake, just to catch up on everything. I know we kind of had a little bit of a weekend where it was just, Blake. But I wanted to go over, all the stuff that I gathered from citizens, because that's why, well, I can speak Spanish. I'm pretty good. Well, Spanglish. It's my Portuguese that I can't speak that well. But yeah, Spanish, I'm pretty good. I have like some Selena kind of Spanish where I do English words. With Selena as in the singer. Well, they're both singers, I guess. The Tex-Mex singer that passed away. But yeah, I was gonna do lively and all that because I gathered all the best stuff from all the citizens analyzing everything. We have some great citizen reporters that do stuff. We have Omar, Lauren, Nag, a lot of different things that I gathered. So even if you caught up with it on the weekend, this is for those who may want to see other opinions or other things that are out there. We're going to get into the latest. Well, happy D-Day. Let's start with that. Deposition Day. Let's start with Happy Deposition Day. Hold on. Let me move myself down and get my banner because we need the banner. We can't start talking until. Okay. So today is D-Day for Sony. And let me put myself down here so it's all big for you guys. Today is D-Day for Sony marketing execs. This is from, I've actually been going back to It Ends with Lawsuits. I know people didn't like it under new management or whatever. And is there two It Ends with Lawsuits? Because now I'm looking over here. I'm like, is there two? Why is there two different pictures? Maybe not. But yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like it, and I had kind of stopped going to Reddit, but I found a lot of good stuff and good summaries in Reddit this last time. So it is from It Ends with Lawsuits, and it says D-Day for Sony. On Sony's deposition day, let's all remind everyone of this lovely message exchange. And I don't know if this was Todd Black. I don't think it was, but a lot of people think this is Greenstein, who's being deposed today, the Sony exec. Well, this is marketing, so I don't know if he was president, wasn't he? I don't know. Correct me in the chat, but you guys don't want to play ball. You're going to delay and greatly hurt the movie. Good luck. That is only if you want to make this date. We're going to need to push, finish director's cut, and we can have multiple previews down the road. And so, anyways, I thought this was uh, a cool little comment to highlight that yes, Sony was, kind of pushing and bullying Baldoni too, like do what we say because, she holds all the cards, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to play ball. It's like, okay, well, then now it seems like they have to because Sony's their distributor. So if anybody was getting bullied, it was, Justin. And so we have some really good news on Justin. He just got caught at LAX by a photog for TMZ. And we're going to get into that as well. Ryan's late night show appearance and all that. Good morning, Joe. Joe is also a member. Thank you, Joe, for the support. Last night, I got some support from Quarter Fate, who's also a member who's here. Thank you, Quarter. And actually, it's so funny. Funny story, really quick story time. She sent me $10 yesterday on the night stream for gas station coffee, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to use it for my StreamYard fees or whatever." But this morning, I ordered a coffee from 7-Eleven from Uber Eats, and the replacement, I guess, I don't know, they hadn't started the coffee yet, or I don't know what happened, but the replacement ended up being a Starbucks energy drink, I guess. It's like a double shot, like a canned drink that he replaced it with. So I did end up getting my coffee. Thank you, Quarter Fate. And it ended up being Starbucks, which is the funny part because I like the gas station coffee, but yay for coffee. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Sony gave Christy Carlson the audition tape for Isabella Ferrer. They actually didn't find her on TikTok. Wait, what? Jesse, the T, where did you find this? Christy Carlson from... Oh, wait, I'm thinking of the girl from Even Stevens, but that's something else, Carlson. Who's Christy Carlson? Is that the casting director? Yes, the new filing is crazy. We're going to get a little bit into that. I did a late night. If you guys haven't gone over, Omar is back. Yay, Omar is back. So the Tilted Lawyer, if you guys don't follow him, if Laura can put his link in there. Love him. Him and Lauren from Court of Random Opinion, they got together and they hadn't gotten together in a hot minute. So it was really cool to see them back together and to see Omar back analyzing it. So we're going to get into a little bit of... Omar also did a live with Cassidy on another filing. So we're going to get into that. Jesse, the casting director. Okay. Where did you find this info? Because this is tea. I hadn't heard it yet. This is what I love about the show. We get all these citizens giving us all the tea. Because yesterday on the night show, we also had some tea as well. That DFJ, she's not here yet this morning, but DFJ spilled some tea on the Barry Morphew case. She's like, it doesn't look normal how his daughters are acting. And then sure enough, we end up finding out that there was an insurance policy and the daughters had gotten some of that insurance policy to help the dad get out, or like we're funding the dad and stuff. And so anyways, it was just crazy how she just spilled the tea in real time because something fell off for her. Yes, Omar and Cassidy were terrific. So Jesse's saying the casting director was VP of DC casting in 2012 and oversaw lead casting for Green Lantern also. Are you on X? If you can send me that on X, that would be cool to do like a little mini episode on. That would be awesome. So anyways, right now, I don't know what time is it in New York? Is the deposition already on its way? Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it's 9:25 over there. And so, yeah, the deposition should have already started. They're probably already... I don't think we're going to be seeing any replies from Wayfarer today because they're knee deep in depositions. But, there's several lawyers. There might be replies. So we're going to get right into the most recent reply. And so you guys know I always put the link at the bottom. So here's the link to the docket, Lively versus Wayfarer Studios. And the latest is declaration of Teresa Tropson. We're going to get into the latest filing, which is basically they're opposing the motion to compel for these signal chats. And so that's the latest. But you guys can go through the whole docket on your own. Here's also that, wait, where is it? No, this is the emergency motion right here. The opposition from Ellen that we're going to get into, and then Blake's reply as well. So you guys can look into that. The docket is down there for you to link to. So we're going to get into this one. It says Wayfarer parties used Lyman's ruling from last week against them in the opposition to Blake Lively's motion to compel the signal privilege log. So TLDR, Wayfarer opposes Lively's motion to compel a document-by-document privilege log of communications on Signal between December 20th, 24 and February 18th, 2025. So it reminds me of the Perez Hilton stuff. If you guys were following the Perez saga on the side, do y'all remember that that the judge also wanted him to do like a super, super detailed privilege log where he was like, wait, no, that doesn't make no sense because like, why would I give all this when it's privileged? Like, why am I going to give all this privilege information when it's privileged? And that, that subpoena ended up it got dropped or whatever. He never had to produce that privilege log, but they're basically saying this, which was such a clapback because not only did they use the ruling, it's just genius the way they did it. Blake Lively's team failed to meet and confer. Judge Lyman denied the Wayfarer party's motion to compel just last week for that reason alone. And that was in the Abel versus Jones case, I believe, where he said, you guys failed to meet and confer. So he denied it. Here, I guess they're using that same thing. The Friedman boys, Spencer and Jared. So I'm assuming that these are his sons, maybe Brian Friedman's sons. Identified on the privilege log were law clerks. Only 3 docs have these clerks without any lawyers. And the communications were about legal preparation. And so he's saying that, that takes care of them on the Signal chats. And then he says that the 4,600 privileged documents that they're stating isn't 4,600 because they're duplicated as well as, so it was one page per thread. So say that it was like, or one document per thread. So if there was 6 exchanges in a thread, it would be 6 documents. And then duplicated. So if there was 5 people in the thread, then it would be 30 documents because it would be duplicated per each person because they didn't go through it. But they did go through it and it was only 300. They closed with a lengthy paragraph of case law regarding privilege logs after litigation begins. Fun fact, the Stephanie Joneswork Edgeworth privilege log is included as an attachment. So they included that. So they're using all their stuff against them to compare the broad vagueness of that privilege log compared to what Lively is demanding of them. Edgeworth is the company which downloaded Jen Abel's phone. And so what's crazy about this too is that they keep saying like she doesn't ask us for what she wants. Like, what exactly do you want to see in the privilege log? We keep asking her and she's like, what is she asking for? And she doesn't reply. And so that's one of the things that they pointed out. On September 9th, 2025, Lively requested a meet and confer about the privilege log, which did occur on September 10th. And so that's what that declaration of Teresa M. Troopson is. So I guess she must be someone who works there at the law firm. So I'm just going with the bolded stuff, but this is the letter that was filed to Judge Lyman. Wayfarer parties informed Lively that defendants Jed Wallace and Street Relations were represented in connection with this matter by counsel and pointed them to the already produced retainer agreement. Spencer Friedman and Jared Friedman were also law clerks assigned to work on this litigation. There's under 300 privileged communications. And there's only 3 documents that doesn't have attorneys in the thread with his 2 sons. I'm assuming these are his sons. And so this part of it, I don't really know that well of why they want these signal communications or how we got here, but this is the latest filing. So moreover, Lively never informed that Wayfarer parties that she intended to move to compel a document-by-document privilege log, nor did she ask the Wayfarer parties their position. By failing to identify the relief she now seeks and to give the Wayfarer parties an opportunity to respond, Lively failed to meaningfully meet and confirmed as required. And then this is C. Jones versus Abel. This is where they do. Lively not only failed to meet and confer at the court as the court requires, but also fails to articulate any basis of why she requires the document-by-document identification and description of the privileged signal communications. Requiring the Wayfarer parties to do more would flout the decision in this district, holding that parties need not provide a privilege log for post-litigation communications at all, let alone a document-by-document privilege log. And they cite a ton of case law. So that's the latest filing. And this is so funny because I love the Jeffs. Let's see Lyman try to get out of this one. Excellent work from Ellen. So there's a lot of people praising Ellen. Oh my God, not WP using Lyman's ruling from last week on meet and confirm. This was hilarious. Good for them. So that's the latest filing. Oh, hey, Wrathful. I hadn't seen you around in a while. Good morning. I'm glad you made it. Let's see who else is here. Sunny Ahmad, good morning. ACC, good morning. Riley, buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? Buenos días. So no, Jesse and Max said, so no, there's not 50,000 hours of footage. No, it's like they keep quoting this stuff and it's so funny. Oh, Miriam with the coffee fund. Thank you so much, StreamYard fund, whatever you need. You're so sweet. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Miriam. Everything helps, and I'm going to try and up my production value too as well. I started to set up, I'm getting a new keyboard. I set up my computer up there because if I do my regular, because right now I'm on my laptop. If I do my regular computer, I have like a good camera and stuff, and then I have a mic too that I had gotten. So I want to start going live so y'all can see my cute little face and not be all bedheady, just bedhead and roll over, because that's how I start the shows now that I don't have to show my face. But I want to start doing lives like that. So hopefully I get that set up this week sometime. I know I've been promising y'all that since last week, but there's always in real life stuff that I get behind. But okay, so I'm just looking through all the comments. I'm Not a Bot is also a member. Thank you so much. And I don't know, somebody told me that if you're a member, you get a free little super chat that's supposed to be on the right side of a comment. We were trying to find it yesterday. So if you guys have that on the side, let me know. If not, I have to look into how to get you guys that, because you guys should be able to have yes, quarter. I have to set up a Venmo. Laura's been telling me to set up a Venmo. So I have to do that. We love your cute little face. Ah, I know. And then it'll motivate me to like get up and get ready. Cause now with the show, I roll over, I do the show, and then sometimes I'll still be sleuthing or on X after the show. And then I don't end up starting my day or morning till like almost 11. Oh, here it is. It works. So you guys get like a free super chat where it highlights your chat if you're a member. So I think you get one a month. So there's Laura showing how it works. Thank you so much, Laura, for being a member and for being my mod. I love it. We're missing DFJ this morning, but it was a late night for her because we ended up streaming for 2 hours last night. It was supposed to just be a 1 hour show, and we got really into it. So let's get into the next filing, you guys. This person, Mysterio 623, I don't know. I like their breakdowns over here on It Ends with Lawsuits. So she's, singing about Voldemort Day. That's what I call it, Voldemort, because we can't even say it because then you get muted or you get your channel. I don't even know if me just even displaying it, I'd be so scared now. I'm like, after what happened to poor Ashley, and then DFJ also, and a bunch of people got muted. Little Girl Attorney and Nag, they both also their video got taken down. So I'm just calling it Voldemort. It's that which shall not be named. So she's saying, like, Ellen gave to me one incredible motion. So this is the motion that happened over the weekend that everyone was kind of like, it was and this is why let me pull up really quick. Let me pull up this, is Lively in trouble? Because, okay, why the motion on the pleadings? This is going to get spicy because a lot of people think that, let me pull it back up, but that's where I got the idea for the thumbnail. Is she in trouble? Because a lot of lawyers started to say that maybe her actions are not going to go all the way through. Like, it's not going to, some of them aren't going to make it. So we're going to get into what it is. Yes, the docket is insane. Yeah, and that's why yesterday I kind of wanted to give a little break in between because the weekend was so much stuff going on. And then I wanted to gather everything of like what's the best way to display this for you guys, or for those who just want the TLDR on it. Um, the Vol scam. Okay, can I call it the Vol scam? Okay, yeah, maybe we can call it that. Mildly mercurial. It's Voldemort combined with sham, the Vol sham, Vol scam. I really hope judge rules on Wayfarer's motion before her fees motion. Yeah, so she has to reply to this first. So he can't rule on this motion yet. I don't believe. But anyway, she says, so this is part one. So it says, Ellen starts by pointing out that Blake's Second Amendment complaint asserts 13 causes of action. Instead of properly renumbering her causes of action, Blake jumps over the 7th, 10th, and 12th action, which I believe those were the ones for emotional damages or something like that. This is sloppy lawyering, she says, if I do say so myself. But that's not Ellen's main point. She isn't petty like me. She very clearly and effectively tells the court that Ezra and Blake actually failed to plead cognizable claims under California's Fair Employment, and so it's the FIHA and other California statutes. What does this mean? Ellen explains it perfectly. As several people have noted in comment sections over recent months, FIHA cannot be applied extraterritorially. Blake cannot claim protection under a state she doesn't live or work in, just because Wayfarer, who isn't even her employer, is from California. Quick stop, what say you? What you mean Wayfarer isn't her employer, you may ask? Well, remember that graphic I created a month ago about the business structure of the entities involved? So this is Wayfarer, this is Sony, this is It Ends With Us LLC, and then she's contracted through Blake L. Inc., which is a loan out company. And it's just so funny that these claims came back in actual docs, because I remember a lot of lawyers had brought this up and it had gotten like debunked or whatever, like, oh, it doesn't matter about the Blake L. Inc. And now it seems it does, because now it's in these documents. And the same thing with the CRD complaint, how she didn't file an EEOC or file with them, because I remember it. I don't remember what, like some content creators were saying like, oh, this is something. And then other people were saying, no, it's a nothing burger, but now it ended up in this. So I don't know. If anyone in the chat knows why all this is coming back, because I remember this argument where they're like, oh no, she wasn't actually employed by them. And then now it's coming back. So, and it seems like it's legit because it's coming from Ellen. As I stated in my Business 101 Wayfarer Sony partnership, so she must have done another post. It's funny though, because when I click on her name to see all the other posts she's done, it says no new posts. So I don't know if that's just like because I'm not logged in, I can't see what other posts she has. But anyways, Blake is a subcontractor for the It Ends With Us LLC entity, not directly working or contracted by or employed by Wayfarer or Sony. You can't logically hold one parent company liable while claiming the other isn't responsible. They're both owned of the entity that hired her. If Blake has employment-related complaints, they should be against It Ends With Us LLC or both parent companies equally, not selectively against just Wayfarer while protecting Sony. It says, pro Blakers were as usual pissed and displays themselves thoroughly in the comment section. This wouldn't be the first time one might think, what if the person's point is somewhat true? Would it be funny if this becomes the straw that breaks the proverbial camel's back for Ezra Hudson and Michael Gottlieb? No more posturing before the court. We already have Perez Hilton beating them pro se. Ordinary people can, in fact, reason better than these high-paid lawyers, it would seem. And just because Gottlieb went to Harvard, it doesn't make everyone in the two law firms hired by Blake a Harvard lawyer. Ezra, despite practicing in California and being pivotal in drafting the Section 47.1, seems to have ignored that Blake can't claim California laws. Even worse, her CRD filing was deficient. So how was it deficient? So it says the notice of filing discrimination states the following. Government code says for purpose of this section, filing a complaint means filing an intake form with the department, and the operative data of the verified complaint relate back to the filing of the intake form. The intake form is the CRD complaint. It is a 3-page document. And this is the extent of what the intake form allows. So who is being named, who's the complainant, who is all that. This is in accordance with government code. It says, I'm still confused. What does this mean? Ellen in her motion seals 2 exhibits. So there were two exhibits that were sealed. Exhibit 1 containing confidential and sensitive information relating to the agreement between Blake L. Inc. and It Ends With Us movie, a complaint and right to sue letter filed with the CCRD and has been marked confidential by other parties. Why is Blake sealing her CRD complaint and right to sue letter when the New York Times allegedly published it? The fatal flaw, we find it in the CRD's notice of case closure and right to sue. So this is the part that I thought had already gotten debunked, but I guess it's being brought up by Ellen again. To obtain a federal right to sue notice, you must contact the EEOC to file a complaint. Because there was someone who said that it was automatically filed to the EEOC when you do it or something like that. If it was electronically filed. Like, I remember this, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, because this was months ago, but correct me if I'm wrong, that I thought people had debunked this. Maybe it was just like layman people, but I could have sworn lawyers had also debunked it. Blake was told that to sue in federal court, maybe because it's federal court, not state court, she would need to obtain a federal right to sue notice by January 19th. So anyways, it goes on. I'm not going to read all of it, but it says, let me go check the comments and see if any of you guys have, if the law and the facts are against you. Let me see if anybody knows why that came back. Let's see. Yeah, it's 900 entries. Yeah, do you guys know why this came back? But I don't know. Anyways, it's super interesting because this was like a big one in the very beginning. So maybe they just didn't want to file it or, say that it was something because of the fact that later on, I think she points out that if they would have filed a motion to dismiss or something, she could have amended it and then gone to the EEOC to file it. So they were waiting until the statutes of like the limitations expired. So it says Ezra Hudson should know all this. It's been 9 months. So why didn't Blake file with the EEOC? She really doesn't want anybody to investigate her claims. So this is part 2 of that, which is the motion as well. And this is the one that had all the stuff with the lawyers. So it says Ellen states that Ezra failed to plead an adverse employment action on Blake's behalf in her filings. And then an adverse employment action is a requisite for retaliation claims under FEHA and Title VII. Even more damaging, Blake fails to show a causal link between her complaint and the smear campaign. She claims the Wayfarer parties that she claims they conducted. These two events aren't close in time. And this is all stuff that we have been saying too. That how is it that, because she kept moving the goalposts. Then she said, oh, it happened during filming. Then she said the retaliation, because the retaliation's months were so far apart. So then she said, oh, well, the smear campaign actually started back in May. So she moved the goalpost from after the premiere to during the marketing to during the filming. Even if you start the clock on November 9th, 2023, when Lindsay Strasberg sent the return to work stuff, that's still 9 months in between the two events of when she's saying that Jed Wallace came on or whatever. Well, there's no single rule that determines what particular gap is considered close timing for establishing causal links. Courts usually consider anything under 2 weeks as very close, with the clear suggestion of causation. But for any two events separated by more than 6 months, causation is hard to prove, as there's often other factors influencing the incidents. And so Little Girl Attorney and NAG ended up explaining it in those videos. It says, and I'll link this one because this is a really good one to watch. I'm not going to play all the videos because we have a lot to get through, but I'll link it in the description. With this in mind, coupled with the flaw I mentioned in my previous post, Blake not reporting her claims to the EEOC and them getting the federal right to sue, her filing is deficient. So these are the causes of actions that they believe should be dismissed. The 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 12th, the 13th. And these are the only ones that they think will survive. 1st cause of action, 8th cause of action, 9th cause of action. And let me see, where's the chart? So this is the chart that NAG had. So it's the complaint and then a motion to dismiss, which they didn't do. They chose to do an answer. And now this is the motion for judgment on the pleadings as discovery is going on. And then it's the motion for summary judgment, which a lot of people are saying like they're doing this to kind of streamline what's going to go into the motion for summary judgment. Why are we doing things now? So she goes into why are we doing things now? And they quote Friedman on how they're strategically making these decisions. And she goes on to say that it's probably because they didn't want her to like, file anything beforehand. But let's go look at what the tilt. So they only had 3 surviving. But the tilted lawyer and Cassidy, go check out this stream that they did on the, I call it the MOP, because I don't know if that's a good acronym for it, but motion on the pleading. So I call it the MOP. So on the MOP motion, they thought that 4 of them would stay in. So they had the second one also. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them would stay in. So 2 more. They thought the first one, which the SH would probably stay in, where I believe little girl attorney and let me go back. Little girl attorney and NAG only thought the 1st, the 8th, and the 9th. So they only thought the SH and then the breach of contract and the 2 breach of contract ones. But I believe that Omar and Cassidy here on this chart, they believe the civil conspiracy may also stay in, and that the Title VII the retaliation claim will stay in, except for when it comes to It Ends With Us movie. So that was interesting to see the difference in like different lawyers who might think that, some of them might stay in, some of them might not. But look at all the ones that are going to go out. Anything that had to do with the FIHA stuff, it looks like they think that that's not going to make it through to the trial. So, that's why I said, is Blake Lively in trouble? Because when I saw this, I was like, wait, if the judge grants this based on their arguments, and this is lawyers who are looking at the arguments and based on, what they said, they think, these won't survive because of the points that they made. That's out of 15 actions, 1, 2, the 5 on here, and then 3 based on the other lawyers that thought only 3 would survive. That's not that many. And so it would be a win for Baldoni. So let's hope so. We're waiting on the response from Blake Lively to see what she says on that. And then I believe they get a chance to reply to that. So we'll see if that comes in from her today, but they're also doing depositions. So I don't know, but we're waiting on her response to this motion and see what happens with it. Let me check out the chat and see what you guys are thinking. And yes, go support the Tilted Lawyer. He's finally back. And I love his takes. The FIHA was her brainchild. It's going to piss her off. I didn't know that was her brainchild. Who wrote this post and on what way? This is on Reddit. It ends with lawsuits. That's where I was getting this. Mysterio 623. I just thought it was really well put. And then she had like all the videos and stuff. And so that's why I chose that one, because it was kind of like a TLDR that I could display for you guys. But again, I don't know about the EEOC stuff and how accurate that stuff was. Yeah, I wonder what he's saying in the deposition too, because I mean, they really bullied Baldoni, but right now she's questioning them. So it's probably all good news for her right now. Wait till he gets, crossed on, which is so crazy because they should have been able to do it first. I remember the letter she got, what she would have to file with EEOC within 30 days, and she didn't because WF would have gotten a heads up. Yeah, that's what they were saying. But do you guys remember, or am I tripping, that somebody debunked this and then it was like on Reddit and all these lawyers were arguing about it? Do y'all remember that? Or is that just me? Because I want to go back and like look for it and see because I remember someone saying like, no, it's automatic. If you file it electronically, it automatically goes to the EEOC and all this stuff. And I remember when I would read it, I would be like, wait, but it says that you have to actually have like an investigation done. Okay, so I love this one. If the facts are against you, argue the law. If the law is against you, argue the facts. If the law and the facts are against you, pound the table and yell like Carl Sandburg, Ezra Pounds. Love that comment. There must be no proof of SH, and she's scared. Okay, so that is funny because we're going to get into the next motion, which is the 47.1. So thank you for being the lead leading into that. Sunny, I appreciate you. Let me get into this one. So Ludwig, I really enjoy that he does these little timestamp things. Ludwig sniffs tea. He's, if you guys don't know who Ludwig is, this is the person who used to do the songs with Kirby. I haven't seen any songs lately, but that's the person who used to do the songs with Kirby, and I think he did the graphics maybe for the music, or did he do the production? I don't really remember, but he's of the Blake Lively song fame, but he does these cool. So this Little Girl Attorney's video, which go follow her on TikTok if you don't follow her, because she's really cool. And he does the breakdown, the TLDR breakdown of what she says. So since I usually have trouble with my audio, I'm just going to go ahead and read it here. It says, Lively drops a baffling 47.1 reply, and Judge Lively and tells Judge is likely to kick it past trial, she says. She says that the reply to her felt incoherent, legal sentences smushed together, where she had to keep reading it and rereading it. Lively tries to dismantle Wayfarer's constitutional arguments, and Little Girl Attorney says it read like a weak, Judge, you can just decide this if you want. Like, you can do what you want. It doesn't clearly rebut the case law Wayfarer relied on. She says that the extraterritorial issues, that resident doesn't matter since Wayfarer sued under California law. But someone else had stated that that wasn't the case, because they looked into the filings and they said that the California law part, that was their claims, not her claims, that they said for California law. So I guess that was debunked too, that she's saying like, oh, well, they said California law on their claims, but they're saying it's claim by claim, not on her claims. Pushes policy that 47.1 protects harassment and discrimination victims, but skips over legislative intent and how far the law could reach. It doesn't address the presumption that California lawyers are mainly for California residents. Evidentiary hearing problem. Wayfarer argued a hearing would be required. Lively's reply doesn't explain why the judge should avoid one. Lively's team does want a hearing, though, for the treble damages. She never explained why the judge should decide now instead of post-trial, and she missed the chance to show urgency. Now, Omar and Lauren were also on last night, which you guys should go check that one out if you haven't. And he was also saying that a lot of this, like, it has to do with, she also mentioned that they proved that there was no malice or whatever. And when they looked into the paperwork, the only time that they proved no malice was when it came to Ryan, Leslie, and that's all he said in the documents, but he never said that there was no malice as far as Blake, because what they're saying is they can't give her this until they prove whether or not she acted with malice, because the only way to get these monies or whatever is if there was no malice. And it's like, it's fact finding or whatever we had talked about last time. So I love this post from Lauren. She says, in her reply in support for a motion for damages under California Me Too law, Blake Lively says she should not have to prove that she brought her SH claims in good faith. She should not have to show evidence of harassment to show good faith. Amazing. She's truly a new level of repulsive to the survivor community who depend on laws like this for their real life struggles. And this is where Omar was saying last night on the stream that like, she wants to be this poster girl for Me Too. And if she wins this 47.1, that's what she's trying to do, is like bring back the Me Too and movement, and she wants to be the face of it. And I know we talked about this a long time ago, months ago, that, you know, the victimhood industrial complex that she was moving into, branding herself into a, you know, victim, basically, you know, doing the TED Talks. Remember that the Time 100 award, the going on the late night show, talking about she's the voice for women and all this stuff. It's like she's already setting herself up. And one of these things is like, you know, you start to go on these speaking engagements and all this stuff. We saw it with other people who accused, such as Evan Rachel Wood with the Manson stuff. She got really big into speaking engagements. That became her whole identity. And so now that no one wants to work with Blake, I've always predicted that she was trying to shift into this role of becoming a victim. And one of the things that I also found interesting, it says on the team Justin Baldoni Reddit, the smart girl says, interestingly, Blake Lively's lawyer Ezra has now shifted BL's protected activity from reporting sexual harassment to opposing unlawful harassment. So look at the wording here. As for retaliation, Ms. Lively only must prove that she engaged in a protected activity, for example, that she opposed unlawful harassment, because there is no proof of the SH. Everybody was saying, even at, like, if you take it, read exactly what she was saying, like at most it was she felt uncomfortable or whatever, but it didn't lead to sexual harassment or anything like that. Like, oh, he lingered too long on a kiss while acting. Like, it never got to SH for anybody, not any logical person's mind. And so now it seems like they're trying to say it was unlawful harassment. Let's see. I could be wrong, but didn't JL rule that malice was for yes? He dismissed because WP couldn't prove it with those two. BL had the litigation privilege. That's what they ended up finding out on the stream last night. They looked into the documents, and that's what they ended up finding out. Even in Flyman grants her these damages, Wayfarer will appeal, and I'm confident an appeals court would overturn it due to its constitutional issues. Yes, I agree with that. We have Alexandra Shapiro, who was already what is it? She's already in line. She's the appeal attorney. And so we're going to talk a little bit about her at the end here. But the worst case scenario. Well, I mean, it's always good to be prepared for the worst case scenario. And we never know with this judge, what could happen. Hey, Vamps, how is it over there in Transylvania, Romania? If this judge had any sense of fairness in him, the reply from last night would not bother me, but I'm more concerned about his reaction to it and him not being fair again. And that's what everybody says as well. Oh, hey, good morning, Aracelis. Good morning, good morning. I had a lot of faces I hadn't seen around in a while, so thank you guys for spending the morning with me. And there's Periwinkle. Good morning. I know last night she's like, I gotta go to bed, y'all. It was a 2-hour stream. We got really into yes, we are still very much friends, Jelaine. Off topic. I hope you and Perez remain friends after I covered his case. Yes. I still talk to him and still have a great friendship with him. So that's pretty cool. Go support him. We're about to get into one of his thank you. Everybody's like giving me like a good lead in, because guess who this next slide was? The one, the only, at Perez. Go support him in his channel. Continue to support him. I know he had a lot of support during the the subpoena and all that stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna finish my it's a Starbucks double shot energy with B vitamins, ginseng, and guarana. It's really tasty. It's mocha. So having the loss of it, it was a tall can. So hopefully I'm not like super wired, y'all, because that's got sugar and all kinds of stuff. We'll see. We'll see how the day goes. Thank you to Quarter Fate once again for that. And anyway, so Blake Lively was humiliated. So we're getting into, so that was all the docket stuff. We're getting into, is she in trouble in her marriage? Because it says Blake Lively humiliated by Ryan Reynolds' latest behavior as marriage has turned toxic. So we're going to go ahead and go to the article. And this is how I am super old school, you guys. I barely started to support Perez on his like YouTube and all like his video creation, because I've known Perez since the days of the website. And this is where, in the mornings, I used to go to Daily Mail and Perez Hilton. That's where I got my news. Most people go to like CNN or, well, X too. I mostly get my news from X. But so every morning I'd come to Perez Hilton and Daily Mail. But this is how I used to get my Perez in. Lately, I've been supporting more of his live streams. He streams every night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. So go check him out. They're really cool. He does like all kinds of little topics. It's just him and, him just in front of the camera, just talking about anything that's celebrity related. And he goes through, he usually has a really good set of topics. Sometimes, ones that aren't in mainstream media and stuff. But he says Blake Lively was humiliated by Ryan. And this is what makes Perez, the little captions, this is so old school. It gives me such nostalgia to come to the blog. But I wanted to do it today because I was like, I love the blog. This is how I used to get my Perez in, is through the blog. Sounds like the weight of this lawsuit drama is finally hitting them. Blake and Ryan have hit a really rough spot, according to Rob Shooter from Shooter Scoop. On Monday, he stated that the couple's relationship had turned toxic in recent months. Gone are the days of the performers' playful banter, and instead they are bickering a lot. It's constant. They fight all the time, said the source. The F-bombs aren't playful anymore, and they have turned nasty, and it's wearing them both down. They used to teach each other for fun, but lately it feels cruel. The F-bombs, yes, this comes shortly after Ryan revealed he once told Blake to F off while on a call with Bill Murray. And somebody pointed out, speaking of Bill Murray, real quick side quest, that I guess Bill Murray had like SH allegations against him, and he settled for like $100,000 or something. And I haven't vetted it, but I literally saw it like a couple hours before I started the show. And how they're like super supportive of, like she was supportive of Woody Allen and all this. And they're like, they're trying to get Bill Murray on their show, but yet she's a survivor, but yet. So anyways, I thought that was a little nugget there. I'm going to sleuth it out further and see like how much of it is true, or whether the person that was claiming that against Bill Murray had any legs or what. But anyways, that was a little side nugget. As he detailed, the Deadpool star was desperate to get Bill involved in the John Candy documentary he was making. He left dozens of messages. Bill finally returned the call to Ryan at a formal event while he was at a formal event with his wife. The actress reportedly whispered, excuse me, that they needed to go in, prompting the swear. A harsh reaction for sure. Obviously, it depends how the couple's relationship is going and how they talk to one another, right? Well, we guess they're not as resilient as they used to seem. At a happier point in their relationship, this could have been brushed off as a joke. But now Blake's furious, the confidant said. Blake feels humiliated, and Ryan acts like she should just take it. That kind of energy isn't sustainable. With a simple favor start feeling increasingly disrespected, tensions are only rising. This isn't sounding good, if the whispers can be believed anyways. Ryan and Blake share 4 young kids, so they have 4 very good reasons to keep things stable. But the last year has been tumultuous for them as they continued their fight against Justin Baldoni following allegations of horrible behavior during the It Ends With Us stuff. The stress, the legal fight, the bad press, the sheer amount of money they're spending, it was bound to get to them eventually. We'll see if they can pull through this. So I'm still rooting for them just for the kids' sake. No, nobody wants, separation like that. But for Ryan's career, I would say, the further away these two are apart. And now people are starting to feel sorry for Blake. So like the tides are shifting. I'm starting to see citizens start to say, well, it's Ryan is the one that's the problem. Ryan is the one who started all this. He's the one who's forcing Blake to go through with this. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seemed like the tides have turned and people are now. So some people are like, is this PR from Blake? But we have our very own PR specialist, Miss Ashley Briana Eve. Please go support her. Her channel has been put under a security alert or something like that because she reported on the Voldasham. Oh, and look, I can't even play it because my audio connection. But hold on. What I did last time was I removed it. Hold on. I removed it. And then I went back in. So let me see if my audio will work because I forgot about the audio thing. Let me see if this will work. If it doesn't play, y'all, hopefully it plays. If not, then I'll give you guys the TLDR on it. Is it Ashley's birthday? Happy birthday to Ashley. You guys go over there and support her. I will make sure. Is she streaming live today? Happy birthday to her. I'll make sure that so look, Jesse and Max did the legwork for me. 2022, Bill Murray reached a private settlement of $100K to a woman from the set of Being Mortal. So yeah, somebody pointed out, like, for someone who's an SA victim and Voice for All Women, you sure attach yourself to people who but I want to read if there's any court paperwork to see if it had legs or if it was another one of those like Me Too stuffs. Like those fake Me Too claims. I want to see if it had legs or not. Because I mean, do be loving me some Bill Murray. And I'd never heard of it either. 2022 wasn't that long ago. Let's see. What else do we have here? Are you not feeling so good, Periwinkle? I hope you feel better. And he was also an ass to Lucy Liu, Bill Murray. Okay. Like, I'm learning so much about Bill Murray. I know him old school style from Groundhog Day and obviously Ghostbusters and all this other stuff. Let's see what else. I'm trying to look through. Any other comments? Oh, you're on the flu. It's the Blake Lively flu. That's what I call it. It's like when everybody stays up late reading docs and then everybody gets sick. I don't know, blame everything on Blake. Like it was Blake's fault. But no, I noticed that I've been more sick this year than I have like any other year. Like since the Blake stuff from December until now, it's only been 9 months. And I've been sick like 5 times. And usually I only get sick like once or twice, maybe a year. Unless it's just, just the stress. Yeah, Elena says it's just the stress. But please go support Ashley Briana Eve over on YouTube and on X as well. Her channel is getting suppressed. So the support would mean a lot. So let's go ahead and play what she thinks if this is PR or not. We're going to play this quick little clip here. The full video is over on her channel, but this is what she had.
So a friend told Rob Shutter, due to the constant teasing, Blake feels humiliated and Ryan acts like she should just take it, which doesn't surprise me, adding that kind of energy isn't sustainable. The sources went on to say that their marriage has become toxic, which might harm the relationship in the long run. The fighting is constant, the swearing relentless, and neither one seems willing to back down. I've never seen her speak to him like that, but I could be wrong. I know they've had that back and forth, but part of me wonders if the back and forth on their social media was always just Ryan going back and forth between their two accounts. And then there's some articles coming out about how that latest joke about Blake Lively isn't landing how he thinks. And that might be actually her team that's pushing that. And let me tell you this. Number one, these articles that are coming out, I mean, not shocked. I would be humiliated too, to be quite honest. But number two, I don't think this was a planned PR take on this. I also don't think what we'll look at quickly is her post on Instagram. I also don't think that she was originally going to be posting that on Instagram. But it just makes me think more and more that their teams aren't connecting. Her post seems more of what you would see, and we've seen this. If an influencer says something negative about her, she hits back with a post like this. So I don't know. It seems more and more they're disconnected.
So that's her take on it. And I really love that. Let me exit out of this. I really love that. I love her PR takes because a lot of people were saying, like, who is it? When you Googled Blake Lively yesterday, it was all about how she had gotten humiliated. Same thing with Ryan Reynolds, but with Ryan Reynolds, he uses Wrexham a lot. And so it broke it up in there. And, Ashley really taught me how to do like the SEO and look into these things. So I'll like refresh it and be like, okay, what's going on here? But it was really hard to tell who was putting this stuff out or who wasn't or what, like, because it affected both of them, it seemed like. But a lot of people did have this theory that is the same theory that Marie is talking about. Good morning, Marie. Anyone else feel like this is a PR stunt to garner sympathy for her? Like, that's what I kept thinking. And then a lot of people thought, is this Ryan trying to get back at her, like, by even mentioning that? Or was that just a hiccup that he said, like, oh, I told her F you? He thought he was being funny because then he caused this. And then she put the Instagram post to try and, like, because if you guys don't know what the Instagram post is referring to, it's referring to they went to Disney World or Universal Studios or something. And she's, got all these happy family pictures, which was just her and her niece. I didn't see Ryan there. And the person who saw them at Disney World, I don't think saw Ryan there either. So I don't know if anybody else has any more tea on whether Ryan was with them at Disney and Universal. She does say family, but was that just her and her sisters? Like, is she in trouble in her marriage? So now, is she in trouble with her claims? Is she in trouble with the treble damages? Because it seems like if the judge goes by the law, he should wait until after trial. That's what it seems like. So are her claims in trouble? Are her damages in trouble? Is her marriage in trouble? Let's pull this up once again. That this is the theme of today's show for those who are just tuning in. Is Lively in trouble? And we just have a couple. We're going to get into Ryan as we wrap up here. And then the good news. We're going to end off on a good note with Justin Baldoni. And then we do have an outro song this morning. I'm only going to play a little tidbit because I don't want my thing to get my channel to get doxxed. But I'm glad I just remembered right now about the outro song. DFJ had done a song on let me see if I can line it up here for when we get ready. Is it a short? Maybe it was on the shorts. Yeah. So we're gonna do a little outro song at the end. So I have it lined up here. Okay. Let's get into the Ryan stuff. Ryan only protects Ryan like a true narcissist. So yeah, Navocado, I mean, you could be true. I don't know who's putting it out there, but I know that Baldoni came out today and it was Backgrid, and we know that Backgrid usually gets called on. So I don't know. I'm trying to be fair because I do call out Blake and Ryan when they use Backgrid, and so maybe he just wanted it out there that he's doing just fine. If this was a PR move on his part. But I love it. I am here for it. I'm glad that he's like letting us know, like, hey, I'm doing good. I had posted on X, if you guys missed it. Let me pull it up before we get into Ryan's stuff. What time did Ashley already go on? I might have gotten into her time. So let me try and wrap this up. But I am going to send you guys over to Ashley. But if you guys haven't seen, I had made a post over on TikTok, a little edit. And here, I'll pull it up real quick about supporting. So I'll pull it up real quick. Let's see if this works. Oh, hold on.
Redemptive story is an underdog story, and I think that's what audiences love. Redemptive story is an underdog story, and I think that's what audiences love.
So it was Justin Baldoni, support the senior. So if you guys haven't seen it, I might take you guys along with me when I go. I'm going, I think, Thursday. And I might take you guys along with me as I go watch it and then give you guys, a little review on it or whatever. So anyways, let's get into the Ryan stuff real quick because I believe Ashley might already be on. I know she goes on does she go on at 10 Central? I'm not sure, but let me get into the Ryan stuff real quick. So Ryan Reynolds on Channing Tatum partying with Wrexham players and the John Candy. So for someone who's like SA and all this stuff, like it's really weird. So I'm going to play this little tidbit real quick where he talks about how him and his brother put in a VHS tape and watched Korn together. Like what? Like this is just, it's TMI. I don't know if he's trying to be funny, if it's true or not, but they talk a lot about this and including this with the whole taint thing he was trying to tell Baldoni. Like there's something, I don't know. I always have this conspiracy theory. And when I was on the TikTok live with Bocce Go Hawks and Chris PR, I was like, I think they were trying to recruit Baldoni into like some kind of third situation or something because it's really weird. But look, check this out. Check this clip.
Oh, come on. And we put that sucker in and wow, we grew up fast. But it was a hell of an education. But
so he basically says that his dad had a bunch of VHS tapes and there was one that looked like drywall and they put it in and then wow, like we got to help. So he's insinuating that it was like corn or something inappropriate. But then I also wanted to play this little clip here where he keeps talking about it. Like,
I'm gonna give you this designer bag
right,
if you can prove to me that you know your finances.
Well, let's do it.
How many subscriptions do you have?
didn't break any of them. We were very vigilant
he's
about
talking about it like innuendo, like me and the boys, I haven't broken
What were you
anyone. I'm
doing?
not
You're
doing
vigilant about
anything.
interest.
Like,
And then
what?
he just wrote, but 25 minutes later, we definitely got way more loose than I was ever planning to.
He got way more loose than I was planning to. Like, is he being funny because it's like innuendo? Like, what?
It happened, and I'm sorry. It's definitely going to be on the internet.
And sent a picture?
No, he didn't send a picture. I got some pictures. I got two pictures. There he is.
This is the picture right there.
And so this is like a picture of like, and then he says like that he was naked with socks in the back. Like, I don't know if this is funny or what. Like, I don't know. This is just.
He turned everybody into Magic Mike.
He turned the whole team into Magic Mike. I mean, those boys were in their hotel rooms, tucked away, lost in prayer, and he came in individually, room by room, and snatched them into the Welsh nightlife.
He chanting all over their Tatums.
He did.
Yeah.
Just sprayed it everywhere.
If you look closely at that picture, you'll notice at least 2 women going,
Oh, yeah. If you look even closer, you'll see that I'm nude in the background wearing, well, nothing but black executive socks. I'm the co-chairman. I have to maintain.
That'd be a nice Halloween.
So it's like, I don't know. He thinks he's joking, but I'm like, for someone whose wife is going through SA and stuff, like, I don't know. To me, it just felt like bad taste. I don't know about you guys. And then we also have this short little clip here from Ken's spatula, Miss Sparkling Spatula herself, where he's still trying to hawk alcohol during the, and so now we know for a fact that that the hawking of the alcohol was his idea, because look, it's a different movie and it's the exact same menu almost, with like the, remember when they had While You Wait and stuff? Check this out, y'all. Oh, well, I don't think it's a video. Hold on, let me. Okay, so it's not a video, but you guys can go to her channel to watch the video. But these are like the he was marketing alcohol during the. Let's see if I can zoom in. I don't know why I thought it was a video, so sorry I don't have this set up. But look, it's Barf and Tonic, the Neil Page, the Uncle Buck Teeny, and why this was so like crazy, she says, is because John Candy had an alcohol problem that, you know, contributed to him having his stroke or heart attack or whatever. And so it was just out of touch to be promoting the John Candy movie with his aviation gin martini and the Uncle Buck-tini using his face. But this also was kind of proof that he was behind the alcohol for It Ends With Us, because look, it's almost the same menu, it looks like, the way it's split open. So as we wrap up here, you guys, let's see. Gin, drink my gin. Yes, now we have confirmation. That's what I did appreciate about this, that I was like, marketing genius, he is not. Exactly. A lot of people said the same thing. They were like, it's like rinse and repeat. Yeah, Periwinkle's like, is he trying to say that there was some dirt on Channing who should speak out? I don't know. The whole thing is like, they act, I don't know, like touchy-feely and all that stuff. I don't get it. Shanonos is a new member. Thank you, Shanonos, for becoming a member. I don't know how to click it and highlight you. Oh, here we go. Can I highlight it? There you go. Thank you, Shanonos. And you get 1 free super chat a month for as a citizen perk. And you are contributing to my StreamYard fund to keep this going on StreamYard, so I can show you guys images and all that good stuff without the logo and stuff. And Laura can star your comments and all that, so it keeps the stream going. So I appreciate you becoming a member. Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, Miley. I was like trying to rush. I was like, does she go on at 10? Okay, cool. But I'm going to send you guys over there afterwards. So thank you for letting me know. So I'm not rushing. Let me read some more of these comments. Minimal effort. Yes, that's what they were saying. That it's like you're just rinsing, repeating the same thing. Because as you guys remember, A Simple Favor was the same thing, except instead of an alcohol menu in an event, the alcohol menu was during the interviews. Remember? Every single reporter had to drink the gin. So yeah, it's the same type of stuff. Use the alcohol to promote the movie. Exactly. Someone else should have done the John Candy movie. It's funny because I have not seen the director. I haven't seen anything about Colin Hanks. I haven't seen him front and center. I literally haven't seen any articles. If anybody on X is on X and can send me anything that Colin Hanks has been in, like any articles that have said Colin Hanks, director of John Candy, all I've seen is, I'm like Marsha Brady, Ryan. That's all I see. Yeah, Colin Hanks is the director. He's just helped produce the movie. You don't know shit. You're a great grandbit on your own. He needs to keep Channing's name out of his mouth. They're really, really good friends. And I really loved Channing Tatum, but it's just really creepy. I don't know. For some reason, it creeps me out. And it's not like a homophobic thing or anything like that. And like, I know that they're like joking or whatever, but it's like, to me, it's just not funny. It's not funny to like that whole Jimmy Kimmel interview where they're like talking about he sprayed it. He put the Channing on his Tatums. Like, I don't know. To me, yes, it's a late night show. And maybe I'm just getting more curmudgeon-y, because even on my late show last night, I was talking about media and kids and video games, and I'm like, how did I get so curmudgeon-y? Maybe I don't understand that kind of humor or whatever, but to me, maybe it's just not funny because it's Ryan. I don't know. It's just never been, yeah, it's weird. It gives Predator vibes. And you know how they always say, like, oh, they have to tell you the truth. If you're into tinfoil conspiracy Illuminati territory, like they have to tell it to you. Like, ha ha ha, I do, blood facials or whatever. Like, obviously this is tinfoil territory. But that's what they say. They say that they have to, like, that's why they make films and things like that, because they have to tell you if they want to, like, do stuff. And so if y'all believe in all that, maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's like, ha ha ha, and it's real. Like they really did go and have a boy fest or whatever, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. It was just, I felt like it was in bad taste. Yeah, I love the Step It Up movies, and he ate as Gambit. He sure did. He's a fly monkey. No, it's the halo effect. So he's associating himself with John Candy and Channing Tatum because these are people who are loved. And it's funny because when Jimmy Kimmel came out, when he announced Ryan, he's like, beloved by everyone. And I'm like, beloved by everyone? Who? He's not beloved by everyone right now. Maybe just like the Deadpool people. But women, I don't think beloved him anymore. Like he's gotten less attractive, and I don't know. Okay, no more Ryan bashing. Let's move into the end of this, which is how does Diddy fit into all this? The Diddy docket. If you guys aren't following the Diddy docket for any Diddy updates, go ahead and go follow over there, because last night, guess what dropped? The prosecutors filed their sentencing memo last night. The sentencing is going to be on the 3rd. So we got Diddy sentencing, Taylor Swift's new album, See If It's Blake's, all these motions pending, replies. So it's going to be an exciting week, y'all. Why this matters, because you guys remember Alexandra Shapiro is on Baldoni's team now, and she is representing Diddy in this process. Well, she asked for an acquittal or time served. Now, the prosecutor has clapped back and said they want 11 months of imprisonment. And they came correct with their letters they had Cassie, they had basically everyone who testified. And their letters were impactful. Believe me, the letters that came from Diddy's camp, like, oh, Diddy likes to take long walks on the beach. They were not as impactful. I mean, I laughed through most of them. But why it matters is because if Alexandra Shapiro can pull this off, if she could pull this off, if she can get, Diddy, who obviously, he's got 2 counts. They didn't find him guilty on all the other counts, but, and a lot of people say the jury got it wrong, whatever. That's neither here nor there. But, if she can pull this off, then Blake Lively is in trouble. If she can pull an acquittal or time served for Diddy, or even, less than 11 years, if the judge rules in favor of Diddy in some way, the probation department said 5 years for Diddy. That's what they recommended. The probation department, after talking to him and all that stuff, they recommended 5 years. Now, prosecution wants 11 years, and Alexandra Shapiro is saying an acquittal or time served. So if she can pull this off, this is where it back to is Lively in trouble. If Alexandra Shapiro can pull this off, that's great lawyering on her part, because, no matter how you feel about Diddy or, whether he's guilty or not, we're talking about just the lawyering. If she can pull it off and he gets off, then Lively is in trouble, because that means that she's on it. If this goes to an appeal, that she's going to be on it. So I wanted to include that, because I'm watching that to see what's going to happen and how Alexandra Shapiro is going to be used in the future. Oh, sorry, I didn't have you guys. And then I had that comment up. Sorry about that. But there's the Diddy docket. If you guys want to go read through it. Inner City Press was up on last night too. So follow at Inner City Press as well, because he had all the dockets and stuff too, with the letters and everything. So those two for the latest on Diddy. He's boots on the ground in New York. He'll be there at the sentencing and all that stuff. So make sure you have your notifications on for him if you guys are interested on whether Alexandra Shapiro will be able to pull this off or not. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and sign off with the Justin Baldoni news. TMZ was here to report he's doing wonderful amid the Blake Lively legal drama. So we're going to go ahead and play this clip for you guys so you guys can hear it from his own words.
Justin, how you holding up, man? How you doing?
Doing actually doing wonderful.
Yeah, very great. You're doing wonderful.
Got a lot of love, man. Got a lot of love.
You're holding up okay, man?
Yeah.
Look, you seem to be taking the high road.
Thank you. We appreciate it, man. Thank you. Well, we always try to do, man.
All right.
Always try to do.
Listen,
man. Thank you. Look, very much.
Last question. Well, let me ask you this: the judge dismissed your countersuit. What's next for you?
We're not allowed to discuss that right now, man. We can't discuss that for you. You all right?
I'm
Thanks, man. We're not can't talk about it, but hey.
But listen, but you're okay though, taking the high road here. Positive.
Very positive.
Very positive.
Can't talk
All right.
stuff like that.
All right. I'm just doing my job. Listen. Justin, last question. Look, listen. Do you know anything about the guy who tried to serve at Taylor Swift, Travis' house? Know nothing about it?
I'm the greatest in the world.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Justin, best of luck, man. Thank you. Hey, keep stay the high road. Take the high road. Keeping positive. All right, man. Thank you.
So I love seeing him, you know, smiling and everything. And it was really cool that he said he verified what our very own Lauren, Lethal Lauren, had already said, that it was not them. And he said at the end, if you guys saw there, that it was a crazy rumor. And that, you know, there was nothing to that. So that was a little nugget in there that, you know, there's nothing to what happened. Yeah, that is a rumor, he said. Yeah, it was a nice sighting. I mean, it said backgrid, and so I don't know if they were called like to say like, hey, he's gonna be there. But it's saying photogs caught him, and you know, we did say when Blake had backgrid that was considered like a paparazzi agency that they called on or whatever. But I mean, it looked like he was surprised. Even whoever was with him, his assistant, it looked like, was like, no comment, whatever. So he was taking good care of him, but he was all smiles. He says, I'm always taking the high road. Really good to hear from him. And like I said, like, it's good to end off on a good note that he's in high spirits and he's not worried about it, because maybe Blake is in trouble. And we're going to go ahead and sign off with DFJ. Thank you, everyone, for being here. If you guys don't follow DFJ, she's trying to get monetized over on her channel. So if you guys can go check out her shorts and some of her videos and stuff to give her some hours. But this is the little music video.
In the shadow of the courtroom, where papers shuffle and secrets bloom, two Vansons dance in a masquerade and incorporated their schemes replayed. Oh man, it wears your spine. The shadows whisper, it's all by design. Evidence laundering, evidence laundering. Behind the veil they're conjuring, sham subpoenas, lawsuits so sly. Van Zandt's tricks make justice cry. Discovery stolen in the dead of night. Parties left blind, no end in sight. Shells on shells, a haunting disguise. Their whispers echo, their motives surmise. Outwardly, the gavel shakes in fright. Litigation goes on the fluorescent light. Man acts excuses like cobwebs spun, round and round till the tale's undone. Evidence laundering, evidence laundering. A phantom's game, it's wandering, wandering. Two Van Zandt's grin, a legal charade. Intimidation's the spell they've made.
So yes,
In the shadow.
for DFJ, that was so good. It's such a good one. She has another video with another part of the song, so go check out her channel to check out the other part of the song. It's a full, I think, like 4 minutes, the full song. Yeah, go check her out and support her, because yeah, that is, I love it. It's perfect for spooky season coming up, and so Blake Lively could be in trouble. That video sums it up very well, and so I appreciate everyone for coming this morning and hanging out with me. Tomorrow we are going to be doing the Spencer Pratt update. Hopefully anything else that comes up with Blake will pair up with that, but tomorrow for sure it's going to be the Spencer Pratt update. So yeah, you guys, enjoy your Tuesday. Thank you for everyone who supported. If you're not already a member of the channel, you guys can become a member. I think you have to be on your regular computer. And if you guys don't follow my community over on X, I have 3 communities. All the links are up. I have a sports one, a crime chatter, but the celebrity one, if you guys want the very latest on that, it's Celeb Court Chatter over on X. We have 49 members. We're trying to get to 50. So if you're not already a member, go over there and add yourself there. And you guys can post on here too. So if you're already a member and you didn't know this, you guys can post. If you guys see anything, any, celebrity legal dramas that you want to like tag me in or anything, you guys can post in this community as well. So another way that you guys can get in touch with me if you see anything or have any other tea or anything like that. You can post directly to the community once you're a member. So yeah, you guys, make sure you like, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know, is Lively in trouble? Leave a comment below. And thank you. Yes, thank you very much to our producer, Maud, and cousin Laura. Of course. Thank you so much to the mods. DFJ is not here this morning, but thank you to her as well. And leave a comment below, you guys. It helps the algo. Is Lively in trouble or not? What do you guys think? Based on the 3 motions that we went over, based on the Diddy thing, anything you guys want to comment as far as whether or not you guys think she's in trouble, comment below if you made it this far. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.